Have you ever thought about what an orgasm feels like? If you're curious and want to do a deep dive into women's orgasms, then this three-part series is for you. So this is part 2, where we dive into what is a vaginal orgasm. And you can find the links to the other 2 videos in the description below. Hi, I'm Dr. Trina Reed, and thank you for subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. Your support helps grow my YouTube channel and women's sexual pleasure. So for this video, I'm going to put on my sexologist hat and get a bit orgasm technical so that you can have the proper information. An orgasm is defined as a reflex experienced at the peak of sexual arousal. An orgasm is often accompanied by muscle contractions in the uterus, vagina, and anus. The other features of an orgasm, such as duration and intensity, will differ from person to person. Now, there's a big difference between how a man orgasms and how a woman orgasms. It takes a man about 2 to 2.5 minutes to go from arousal to orgasm. And it takes an average woman 15 to 20 minutes to reach orgasm, depending on her age and life circumstance. This means if you're trying to make her come first, you're going to spend a lot of time getting her there. And unfortunately, too many women want to skip the foreplay to get right to intercourse. And chances are, during intercourse, she is not going to have an orgasm. And let me tell you why. Studies show that the clitoris and vagina are a network of connected nerves and muscles. And as you can see on this diagram, there is the external clitoris and the internal legs. So depending how the internal legs wrap around the vaginal canal will determine whether she can have a vaginal orgasm. Orgasms achieved through penetration alone are just one example of indirect clitoral stimulation, which further demonstrates that vaginal orgasms aren't as plainly distinct from clitoral orgasms. Which might seem like it's splitting hairs. However, only 18% of women say they can climax through vaginal intercourse alone without any clitoral stimulation. And as we discussed, this is all dependent on how those clitoral legs are wrapping around her vaginal canal. I'm going to repeat this last part because there's still a myth that women can easily orgasm with vaginal penetration alone. And it's a massive point of shame for millions of women. Over 80% of women cannot orgasm from vaginal penetration alone. So if you, yes you, if you resemble that remark, you are not broken. You are absolutely normal. And here's a fun fact. When you pay attention to your menstrual cycle, it is going to give you clues on your body and its arousal pattern. And so different times of the month, you're going to need different kinds of stimulation. And here's another orgasm fun fact. When some women orgasm, she pulls in, and some women push out. Meaning, if your partner is inside of you, your vagina might bear down during an orgasm and push them out. So if you're the partner, hang on and enjoy the ride. Now, if you are an older woman, please know that your estrogen levels are going to decrease and you will need to use lubricant. As well, as we age, our skin thickens, meaning it takes longer for our bodies to become fully aroused. So to recap this 3-part video series, video number 1, we discuss the 5 stages of a woman's orgasm and things that can easily throw her orgasm experience off the rails. In this video, part 2, we broke down how women's clitoral legs make the orgasm happen. In the 3rd video, we're going to discuss the difference between a vaginal, clitoral, and G-spot orgasm. Is good sex on your mind but not in your bedroom? Please do me a huge favor and become part of the 15% of viewers on this channel that hit the subscribe button. It helps me tremendously, and the bigger the channel gets, the easier it is to grow women's sexual pleasure. And while you're here, please listen to the first 5 chapters of my #1 award-winning self-help fiction, The Sex Course audiobook, to learn about how women actually feel about sex and, more importantly, what you can do to make sex long-term something you both want and look forward to. Links will be down below.